This is a video walkthrough for this 2020 Avalanche 366 MB by Keystone. We're gonna start right here. So right here, actually we'll start a little bit before that. Right here is the exhaust vent for your furnace. When the furnace is in operation, this will get warm and the gas coming out of this will be pretty warm. So be careful because you might burn yourself. Just be aware of it when the furnace is on them chilly nights. Just be aware when you come out here, you don't hurt yourself with that vent right there for the exhaust. This compartment door has magnetic latches there. You just push it all the way up. You'll hear the magnets click and we'll hold the door open, allowing access to this large storage compartment. In this compartment here, you have the first of 2 batteries for this unit. You also have your hydraulic fluid reservoir and hydraulic fluid system for the leveling jacks and the hydraulic slides. You also have a battery disconnect, which this battery disconnect disconnects the batteries from the coach, so you can't use anything on the inside when you have this in the off position. When you are hooked to shore power, I recommend leaving this in the on position, because if you're hooked to shore power, your inverter and your inverter is turned on, it'll actually charge this battery here for you, so that when you do unhook from shore power, your batteries are fully charged. You don't have to worry about getting caught with a dead battery. This unit's also equipped with a pre-wire Furrion solar charge. So if you would like to add a Furrion solar panel charger to the roof at some time, it's already pre-wired for it, which will help with the installation. This right here is just a vent for these compartments here for the batteries. Right above that, you have a 110 outlet that is GFI protected. Going underneath the front of the fifth wheel here, this is the front storage compartment. And then right over here, inside this box here, is your second battery. And then your inverter right here. And this battery cutoff right here actually shuts off the inverter. So you want to make sure when you're using this thing, you have that in the on position so that the inverter can work for you and help power them appliances and lights on the inside. Coming around to the passenger side, right here you will have your VIN and tire inflation information, and as well as your gross vehicle weight ratings. All that's located on these 2 tags right here. Right above that, you have the electronic leveling system. In order to operate this leveling system, you have to push this power button to turn it on. It'll always come on with the jacks in the down position, which down means raising the unit. You push retract, the light will come on, and then you can retract whatever jack you push here, left sides, right sides, front or rear, and it will come down. If you want to raise it back up, you just take that, turn that retract button off, and you can raise it right back up. You can also use the auto level function. You push that, it will auto level the unit. Or you can navigate through the menus here to make sure the unit's nice and level. It also tells you your battery voltage. And then when you're done with this, you just turn that off and it goes back into sleep. This first compartment door on the driver's side of the unit holds your 2 30-gallon propane cylinders. These propane cylinders are attached to a auto switchover regulator. There is a directional arrow on the regulator. That directional arrow shows you which tank it's drawing propane from. But being a auto switchover regulator, if you have both tanks in the open position, once you run out of the first tank, it will automatically begin to draw propane from the second tank as long as that valve is open, without you having to come out here and manually flip this to the other position. I recommend leaving it off, leaving your secondary tank off though, so that way you don't run yourself completely out of propane without realizing it. And then on the inside of this door, you'll see the level up system instructions for that leveling system located right here. This next compartment is just another access for the large storage underneath here. To the right of that, you have your water docking station. There is a light located at the top here. You just push this button, turn on the light. You have a multi-source signal controller here for a satellite hookup or a cable antenna TV hookup. That way, if you want to run a TV out here on this side of the unit and you want to watch whatever you're using, either your satellite or your antenna, you can just hook it up directly to that and you'll have that picture on your TV now. Right here, you have your exterior shower, which is this whole cable right here. It's just a quarter turn fitting to put it on here. So you just kind of reach up in there and turn this little quarter turn and it takes it right out of there. This here is the black tank flush for the black tank. So when you dump your gray tank and then you dump your black tank, I would hook a city water hose up to this to flush that black tank out, just to make sure it's clean of any debris that might be trapped in there still, keeping that tank nice and clean. Right here you have your city water connection, and then you have the water heater bypass position switch and your normal flow or fill. So if you want to use your city water, you would just put it on normal flow to use city water throughout the unit. If you are hooked to city water and the city water is on, you can use your faucets as if they were in your home. They'll function the same way. As long as your water heater is on, because you will not have hot water, so you'll have to run through the water heater if you would like hot water. But if you want to fill your tank, you leave it hooked to that, turn it to the fill position, and you can fill your fresh water tank. This is just another switch here for the winterizing portion. Right below that is the tank valves. You just pull your tank valves you pull these valves, they push all the way in to be closed, and then you pull them out to dump them. Again, I recommend doing the black tank first, and then the gray tank to kind of flush out whatever gets trapped in that hose when you're dumping that black tank. Right below that, these valves here, you have your low point drains. To drain your low points, you just pull up on that, and it will drain the low point, which is only used for during winterization, or if you're storing the unit, you just pick those up to make sure there's no water trapped in those low points of those PEX lines for any of your faucets. And right next to that compartment, you have your exterior access to your water heater. To open it, you just kind of turn this tab that pulls out, you just turn it in. Everything's brand new, so it might fight you a little bit, only because it's brand new. And I'm using one hand, so it's a little tricky. It just sits in these little pins right here on both sides, and then it closes. You want to make sure you have your anode rod installed in that hole right there, and make sure this is full of water before turning it on. If you turn it on when there's no water in it, you run the potential of damaging the heating element, which would require it to be replaced, or the entire water heating system to be replaced. So just make sure that there is water in it when you turn it on. If you use the switch on the inside without turning this switch on out here, it will turn on gas. If you want to run it on electric, you got to make sure this switch is in the on position, and then you can use the switch on the inside to turn it on, and it will run on electric. If that's in the off position, it will run on gas. And then right down here under the slide behind that jack right there is the sewage outlet, where you would hook your sewer line to dump your black and gray tanks. And then a little bit in front of it, underneath this docking station here, you have a storage container for your tank, so that you can store your sewage hose in here separate from anything else. Right here on the back of the unit is your 50 amp connection for your shore power. You attach the shore power cord here once it's hooked up, and then to lock it in place, it has this little retaining ring that you just twist in place to make that secure so you can't accidentally bump and knock that out of there. There is a hitch receiver on this, but it's not for towing a trailer. It's for a bike rack. If you look, there is a maximum weight rating of 300 pounds. So do not exceed 300 pounds on this, you will damage it. It's just for a bike rack or some sort of rear storage rack. It's not for towing a trailer.
Don't stop video problem.
Then you have these solid step MoRide style steps. To operate them, you just pick them right up. You want to make sure the entry door is all the way open, because if not, you could catch this ear right here on the edge of the door. So once it's all the way open, you just push this all the way up. You'll hear an audible click. It'll click in place, locking these steps, and they'll be ready for travel. And then to get them down, you just twist this yellow handle and pull towards you, and the steps come down. You want to make sure these steps are pretty level to the ground. In order to do that, you just pull this little pin out here on both sides, and you can move the feet in or out a couple holes, depending on the needs. And just when you operate these, you want to make sure that these are nice and flush right here to this kick panel on the door, because if they're not, when you close the door, you could potentially damage the bottom of the door. So just make sure that you level these steps with these adjustable feet here on it, so that this top part here is nice and flush so you don't damage the door. All right, and then inside the unit here, we're gonna walk to our right, which is where the control panel is located. So right here is all your light switches. So we'll turn on some lights in here. That's for the entryway. This is for the porch. You also have your controls for the water heater. This is for gas right here. The electric switch is here, and then your water pump switch here. This controls the fan in the ceiling. This right here is how you raise and lower the vent for it. The fan is turned on or off right here. You have your tank readers right here. You just push the button and look to your right, and it shows you the readouts for each tank. And then this switch right here controls the ceiling fan in the living area. And then you have your awning switch here, simple rocker switch. Just hold it for in and hold it for out. Right next to that, you have the slide out controls. You have the controls for the hydraulic slides, and then the ones for the other slides. Again, simple rocker switches, hold in and hold for out. Right below the control panel here, you have your thermostat to control your furnace or your air conditioner. To turn the furnace on, you just switch it all the way over to cool and adjust your temperature here. I recommend leaving this in auto. It will function best if it's left in auto. And then for heat, you would just switch it over to the heat position and make sure the gas is turned on, and then your furnace will ignite. Right next to that control panel is the door for the bathroom. So in the bathroom here, right to your right, you're going to have the light switch, which turns the lights on in here. And then you have plenty of storage and a mirror with storage behind the mirror. Right up next to the faucet, you do have a GFI protected 110 outlet. And then you have your shower for standard hot and cold. And then on this shower head here, you can turn this little lever here to shut the water off at the shower head, so you can leave the faucet here and leave your temperature. So if you have the hot halfway and the cold halfway, if you want to conserve water, you don't have to turn it off all the way. You can just turn that little thing on there. It'll shut that shower head off, and then you can turn it back on when you're ready to use the water again without having to change the temperature of the water. The sliding glass door on here has a travel lock. So you just pick this lock up, push it out of the way, and now your doors slide freely. And they just push into place right there. And then when you want to travel, you just make sure they close gently because it is glass. And this just goes down and latches right into place, and it's ready for travel. Up here is the master bedroom. The light switches for the master bedroom are located right here on this wall. And then you have the other thermostat for the AC in the front here. Again, turn it on cool, and I would either leave it on high or switch it over to auto. It'll run best in the auto position. You have this sliding pocket door here. And then above the bed, there are two lights. You just push those little buttons in the middle, turning the lights on. Underneath the bed here, you just pick up on the front of it. You have a large storage area for anything underneath the bed. You just pick up on this wood here, and then you can just push it right back down into place. You have these large sliding mirrored doors for the cabinet. They have travel latches on them. You just pick this latch up and move it out of the way, and now the door will slide freely. Inside here there is another 110 outlet. Slide that back closed and latch that in place, and that's ready for travel. Inside here is more access to this same closet and the pre-plumbed washer and dryer hookups. So if you'd like to add a washer and dryer at some point in the future, this unit's already pre-equipped with the plumbing to do so. Right here is your carbon monoxide detector. And then above this window here, and above the little storage area and counter, above that you have your TV mount backer, which is located right in this area. If you're going to mount a TV in here, you got to mount it right here. It actually has a plate in there where you can mount to. If you mount it somewhere else, you cannot guarantee that it will be a good mount, and it could fall off there, damaging your TV. So you want to make sure you mount that TV in this location. And right above that is the hookup is the 110 outlet, so you can plug your TV in, and then you have the hookups for the antenna or cable, and then satellite. Moving towards the back of the unit, you have the upper bunk here with this ladder for access to that upper bunk. To operate this ladder, it's got these little grooves here, so you just pick it up, slip it into that groove, pull it out towards you, make sure it's all the way down so it's locked in, and then you can safely climb up and down there to access that bunk up there. And up there, there is a cable and satellite hookups and another 110 outlet. And to put this away, you just simply pick it up and make sure it's pushed all the way in tight, and it won't go anywhere. Inside here is the little office, extra bedroom, with an area for, it's like a little mini desk with plenty of storage above it. You have a light switch here, which controls the lights above the couch. This couch does pull out into a bed. You simply remove the cushions, pick up on the front of the couch, pull towards you, and it will flip out into a couch. I would show you, but it's kind of hard to do with one hand because it is a little heavy and it's brand new, so it's real stiff. But you just remove those cushions, pick up on this, it'll fold out, and then you can flip the back of it. This part of it will flip down into a sleeping area. This door leads to the living area, so you have two ways to get into this little extra room there. Starting over here at the dinette, there are these straps mounted to the floor, or clipped to the floor with these mounts here, so you can wrap them around the chairs, so that when you're traveling, these chairs aren't just bouncing all around, they're actually secure. This table does flip up for extra storage underneath, and it also has a leaf that you can pull out to extend the overall length of the table. Just make sure if you do use this leaf that you do put it back in the storage position so that when you close the slide out, it does not come in contact with the island here, because it will damage that. So just be aware, if you do have the leaf out, you want to make sure you put that away before you move the unit. Right here you have your two reclining chairs. To recline the chairs, you come over here and there's these little tabs in here that you just pull up and it will open the feet on the chair here. And then you have a high and low setting for heated seats, a light that lights up the cup holder here, and a light underneath the chair. And then you have the two settings for the vibration control massage portion of the chair, with a light switch right here for the lights right above it. And then you have a larger pull-out couch here. It functions the same as the small one. You just remove the cushions, flip that bottom up. There will be some legs on the bottom of that you flip up, and you make sure that they're in the upright position. And then you can pull that couch all the way out, flip the back of it down, put the cushions back on, and now you have a bed. And you just pick it up, put it away for storage to make it a couch again. Here you have your entertainment center with your 50-inch TV. This fireplace has controls right here, a power, a light setting, and so you can change colors of the lights, and then a temperature setting as well. You have your radio here with the power button and then standard controls. You have the TV, and then behind the TV here, you have, or next to it, you have these two switches that control the lights above the stove and above the TV. The stove over here, in order to flip this glass top up for cooking, you just pick up on it, and then it folds backwards like this, and then flips up and kind of acts as like a splash guard for cooking. You have a light switch right here. If you put it in the down position, it will turn the light on in the oven, and if you push it in the up position, it just turns these blue lights on here. They are equipped with a spark igniter. You just turn that igniter, and you can see that little spark right there. So if you want to light these, you just turn one of the burners on, turn it to the flame there, and click this igniter, and it will light the stove. This drawer right here is just storage. It's not part of the oven. Just a storage drawer underneath. Then you have your microwave located above with controls for the light and the fan for over the stove, with more storage right above it. And then you have your residential style Samsung refrigerator with a travel lock. This travel lock just threads in right here, so you just take it right out of there when you're ready to use it. You can open the doors, and your temperature controls are all right here. So turn them on and off, turn your freezer on or off, turn it on to economy setting or energy saver. And then to open this bottom freezer drawer, you just pick up on this handle and pull straight out towards you. And then you can access the freezer. And then when it comes time to travel down the road, you just put this back in place and find the hole it threads in and thread it right back into place. And it doesn't have to be extremely tight, it's just got to be pretty snug so these doors can't fully open. And right here you have your island with removable sink covers. They just pick right up out of there so you can get into your sink. And you have a slide out trash drawer located underneath the sink. So the trash isn't just sitting out. And then just storage with some different storage drawers right here. And that will conclude this walkthrough on this 2020 Avalanche.